Mr. Pizza here, and today we're doing another story time. My first one was about how I got my name, Mr. Pizza, and about pizza. So, this time it's going to be about this finger right here. I'm not going to single it out because then it would look bad. But this finger right here. Can you see the mark on it? Well, basically got smashed in the door. So, let's get into it. So, basically how the story went was, me and Michaela were like fighting, right? Not like fighting, it was just like play fighting. And basically, she was running away, and she was going into this door, and it was the bathroom door. So, she was running, and she was about to go hide, and then I went and tried to get the door, but then I stuck my finger inside the door, and then she closed it, and it crushed it. Like it crushed, and you could see, and then I was like, Michaela, open the door! And then it was like, took her some time, and then she like opened it, and it was like that weird noise when like you have something stuck in the door, and then it's like you open it and it's like a bunch of pressure released. That's the sound that it made. What happened was, once it got released, I pulled my finger out, I looked at it, and then I started running. I ran outside yelling for my dad, and then he was like, hey, alright, it's not bleeding or anything. So we got into the car, and then we started driving. Now I'm gonna let Michaela tell her part, where she was running, and like she just did that, and then she was inside the house, and that was taking me. So I'm gonna let her go and explain that part.
Like, when I looked at his finger, because he had a few seconds just to realize, it looked severely broken. It was like the finger was bent. It's like bent right there. So I was panicking. I almost had like a heart attack. We rushed outside, running there, and Dad was like out by his truck, like doing something. Like, I think he was building the canopy. And then when that happened, you were just yelling for him, and then I was so worried I broke your finger, and it was your right hand, because it looked broken. And your right hand, you write with it, you play football, you play soccer, and you're the goalie. So it would be like horrible if you like broke your right hand.
Goalie / forward, and let me clarify something. That day I think was Wednesday, and the next day that was Thursday. Yeah, and we had a game. We had a game Thursday, so I couldn't play in that.
But yeah, and then he was already broke his finger too. So Dad was like, okay, it looks broken, but it's probably not, because he could bend his finger a tiny bit. So he rushed him off while I was home with Logan. I think Logan. And since Logan was sleeping, I was like there having a panic attack. And I started crying, because I'm like, I broke his finger, oh no. And then Mom came home, and she's like, oh my God, what did I tell you about, like, play fighting with doors? And she got a little upset with me. And then we rushed to, what is it?
It's urgent care or something.
Urgent care, and we found out it wasn't broken, but it was severely bruised. Very white.
Me and my dad were driving to the doctor, and it was like, I was freaking. I'm like, oh dang, my finger's broken. My finger's broken. And basically, my dad was like, no, it's not broken. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And then basically, we get to the doctor, and I'm like, hold my finger, like. And the doctor's like, calm down. Like, my finger just got smashed in the door, so, like, you can quiet it down a bit. So, basically, I'm dying of pain over here. And they send me to the x-ray room, right? So, I'm just here, my finger dying of pain, and then taking x-rays of my finger. And it took, like, a couple of minutes before I could actually go to the doctor, and then they fix my finger. So just like me taking x-rays, like I'm dying and like hurry up. And then once we finish the x-rays, we go into this little room, and it's like, I thought it was just gonna be like some cast or something. That thing was like weird. It was like this bendable tube thing that they had, and they cut it with scissors, and they had to wrap up one end so it wouldn't cut me. So then they put it on my finger. It was like, it fit like this. So one thing was like that, and the other one went like this. So it was like that, and I just held my finger like this.
Just to clarify, it was made out of like foam and some very bendable metal.
And so it wouldn't let me bend my finger. And so I was just sitting there, and I was like waiting for Mom and them to get there. And so I'll let Michaela tell what happened when she got there. So.
Okay. When we got there, the first thing I heard was like my best friend's mom, because she's at the front counter. I'm like, oh, hey, we're here for my brother. Oh, he just came in. So she let us walk in to where he was. And then the first thing I actually heard from our dad was, it's not broken. It's severely bruised. There was just a sigh of relief from me. And I'm like, because I was so scared I actually broke it. And then when I entered the room, I was so sorry. I was apologizing to Ethan, and he said it was okay. And I was happy that it would only take a few days or like weeks to heal.
So we were in the room, and then Mom and them came in, and then I already knew it wasn't broken when they came in, and it's like I thought Mom would feel better about that. And basically, right after that, we had to go home, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to play in the football game. Dang it! And I had to go that day with my finger like that. Everybody's asking me, what happened? How'd that happen to your finger? And it's like, I smashed it in the door, and it's like, I think the lamest story I've ever heard. It's like, so it wasn't that cool of a story, but that I smashed my finger, and then on Thursday I was walking, and the coach walked past me. I'm like, hey coach, and I pointed to my finger. He's like, well, you're not playing today. And then I was like, well, yeah. And then I went, and I still went to the game. I was just like the manager. And after the game, I came home, right? And, no, not this. After the game on Friday. On Friday, I had to go PE. I was playing football. I got to play football, but I couldn't catch with my right hand. I had to catch one-handed, left-handed. I caught like one pass, really. And going back to when we were driving home from the thing, I went with Dad. And when we got home, Dad and Mom were talking, and then I heard them talking. They said, Dad was like, to be honest, the whole time I was driving with Ethan, I'm like, oh, his finger's broken. His finger's broken. And because he was telling me, your finger's not going to be broken, it's okay. But in reality, he was thinking that it was broken the whole time. And Michaela has another thing to tell, so I'll let her go tell that. So.
This is from my school, and I usually wake up at 7, and, well, 7:45 morning. And I would get ready, but the thing is, my mom usually wakes us up, so, but I barely woke up that day because I couldn't sleep the night before because I was so worried of what I've done and what has happened. And I had like bags under my eyes. When I got to school, my friends were like, "What? Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." Except I caused my brother's finger to almost break. And my friends were like, "Oh, are you okay about this?" I'm like, "Yeah." But like the rest of the day, I was so tired. And Ethan, done with the story?
that's gonna be the end of the video. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and subscribe to my boy Sam, my boy William. Subscribe to me and subscribe. I know, not subscribe. Watch my latest video. That's gonna be it. Catch you on the next time.